So I'll share some commentary here as my son Daniel and I perform our 7-minute set of kettlebell long cycle, which is double kettlebell clean and jerk. I'm using 20 kilogram bells. Daniel's using the 18 kilogram bells. And so it's 7 minutes continuous here. You can watch every rep if you want to. Just some training notes I'm going to share. First of all, Kettlebell Sport is a fantastic cross training for, most sports, I would say. Myself and Daniel are Jiu Jitsu athletes, training, but also competition. And I find kettlebell invaluable, and Kettlebell Sport especially is very effective as a cross training because we have a lot of elements. There's obviously the endurance, so you have to finish what you start, right? You have to complete. And then there's the pacing, so changing the speed, either going faster, going slower. And then you have framing, right? So it's the alignment, your biomechanics, the alignment of the bones, the connection of the elbows with the hips, the framing with your forearms braced against your body. Okay, so there's a lot of connections there between the jiu-jitsu, the martial arts, the kettlebell, when you start understanding the mechanics. Now, in this, we have the ability to rest in the static position. So this is like an on and an off switch where you fire and then you recover, then you fire and you recover. So that's a really important attribute. Now, as far as my performance, this was the first time doing a Kettlebell Sport workout in almost 2 weeks, which, to be honest, is really way too long if you're competing in Kettlebell Sport. Now, I'm not currently competing in Kettlebell Sport. I'm not training for any specific Kettlebell Sport competition. So it's less important for me in that regard. However, I definitely felt in this 7-minute set that I was out of shape for this particular task. For a variety of reasons, but first and foremost, my sport is jiu-jitsu, and that's where the large majority of my focus is upon in my training time. And so I'm not a competitive two-sport athlete in that sense, because I found that when I was doing both jiu-jitsu and kettlebell sport competition, I was not getting adequate rest. So I let the kettlebell sort of support the jiu-jitsu. So what I did here, my idea was 70 reps in the 7 minutes as a 10 rep per minute average. And my approach was to go 8 reps the first minute, which I consider a comfortable pace. And then I picked it up 9 reps the second minute, and then 10 reps the third minute. And I stuck with 10 for minutes 3, 4, and 5. Now, at 5, that gave me 47 reps. And so the idea was at minute 6 to go to 11, and then finally minute 7 to finish faster at 12, and that would have given me 70. What actually occurred, however, is we have to deal with what's going on and make adjustments. And so I was already, less than 3 minutes, I was already having negative thoughts. But of course, especially with my son right there, I don't want to put the kettlebells down. So he helps me in that regard, because I don't want to show to quit under my own control as a example to my son. I want to show him to finish what we start and to not give in. At the same time, I wasn't ready to get 70 today, So at minute 6, I slowed it down to 8 reps. I was feeling tired. And then finally, on the 7th minute, I went up to 9 reps. So I ended up with 64 total reps, which was 6 shy of what I had in mind. Having said that, my precision was off because I'm, again, missing trainings, and that's not a recipe for success in kettlebell sport. I'm lucky it's not my first sport, and so it's less important for me right now. It's more important that I finish, even if that means slowing it down. And the reason I like this as a type of cross-training for jiu-jitsu is because I know that as a master, I only go 5 minutes. I know that if the other guy wants to push the pace, I know I can push the pace, and I can more than likely exceed the pace and keep that pace for the entire duration. And even though Jiu-Jitsu and martial arts is about more than just endurance and speed, all things being equal, the skill is always the more important. However, there's also levels within each skill level. And so if you can maintain continuously, you're definitely going to have a better chance in competition. And I found that to be true in jiu-jitsu competition. I found the kettlebell to definitely give me an edge against opponents of my same level. And that's a father-son workout.